Nah, the pineal, that's exactly what it is. The pineal gland, it's where your spirit rests. That's because our spirits are pure energy, which is fire. And that's what's in there. When your light go out, your fire go out, your pineal is dead. Your spirit is dead in you. So even though that gland is in there, if it ain't got no energy in it, it's gone. But that it has to be palpable or spongy, like it can't be all high and crusty and dried up, like all these fluoride and all these other foods that we eat do. So yeah, because it can't absorb that spiritual energy into it. So yeah, it's real. So you want to have that as spongy as possible so you can absorb. You know, so that's not just something new. It's just part of the information age of the internet that's opening up. But not everybody understands its purpose or what it's for or why you need it. Because most of these people are pineal is all calcified anyway because of McDonald's and fluoride, which is in food, water, toothpaste, probably halfway in the air, as well as all of these other vaccines and medicines that people take in. All the stuff, soda, all this stuff is meant to keep you away from your spiritual power, which is written in this Bible, the Heavenly Father. So they're going to calcify that to keep you away from it.
It keeps you less inclined in the spirit to have a spiritual connection with the Father. You know, as long as your pineal gland is calcified
or hardened,
that block is keeping you from having that spiritual connection.
Right.
You know, so you got to always have it, you know, decalcified and open, so the Lord can deal with you. You know, that's our spirit dwells within our head.
Every person has one.
No, Jake. Well, I think
everybody
has
everybody
one,
do.
but only these people have that spiritual connection to the Heavenly Father. Even though it is a connection, but it's not the same connection that we have. We have one that guides us. That when ours is truly spongy like that, or like we're Benatar, it can guide us in our whole life. We gotta take 2 steps to the left, take 2 steps to the right, sit and fall, or to the future. Other people, other nations, it may be like, hey, go fuck with them over there. Hey, go do this. And use it in a different way. We're all connected the same way, you know? But not connected with that central power of giving us that spirit of wisdom and righteousness. Matter of fact, grab Deuteronomy 4 and 6 right there. Matter of fact, his brother grab his brother. Deuteronomy 4, verse 6. Because the other nations don't have that. And they marvel at the fact that we have it. Because they marvel at it, because part of that spirit, that our pineal gland, that connection to the Heavenly Father that we have, makes us more understanding, more faster, smarter, when we have that wisdom from the Heavenly Father.
Proverbs 4 and 6. Keep therefore and do them.
That's what these statutes of commandments are for those people that have calcified pineal glands. So they can just look at it and don't have to be so much in the spirit to understand what's going on in the world and the way that we should be living in the world.
But this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
In the sight of the other nations. These things, because before Moses went up to Mount Sinai and got this word to write it down, we were getting it directly from the Heavenly Father. Because they were keeping the laws back as Adam. We used to keep the laws, you know? But due process of time and the Tower of Babel and all of that happened, so we couldn't directly have that information. So we had to be reminded, constantly reminded. That's why during our high holy days, we read the laws over and over, you know? And on the Shabbat.
Like you said, eventually we ain't gonna need that, right?
No, we ain't gonna need that. It's gonna
it's
be
gonna
back
be
in
in
us
us.
like it was without it.
It's gonna be already in us.
And shall hear all these statutes and say, surely.
Now let me say this. Now when the other nations hear all the judgments and statutes and laws that we keep, and then they really ponder on them like, dang, that's smart. That does this, that does that. Wow. They're gonna marvel at it.
Surely, this great nation.
This is what the other nations say. Surely
This great nation is a wise and understanding people.
They understand the real world for what it is. But how? Because the Spirit of the Heavenly Father giving us that wisdom and that understanding through our pioneer.
Deuteronomy 4:7. For what nation is there so great, who hath Yahweh so nigh unto them?
Who has the Creator so near unto them that He can directly give signal and information and words to sound, you know, because we used to actually hear sound. And that doesn't mean everybody heard it, but certain men can hear it or a multitude of men can hear it.
As the Lord our God Yahweh is in all things that we call upon him for.
Who can do that to give us now if you want to take a picture of the sign, you come get a picture of the sign, but not of us. So but who else could do that? Nobody else can do that because He didn't create them to be able to do that. Only these people He created to be able to do that.
Deuteronomy 4:8. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law?
Who has statutes and judgments that's in harmony with the world? When I say world, with nature, with the righteous ways of the world, with the ways of each other, to treat each other. All these laws that teach us simply how to live as individuals amongst each other. How to deal with your servant, how to deal with your brother, how to deal with your woman, your children, how to deal with animals, how to deal with the land, you know. All this, and did you understand the purposes of all of it so you can deal accordingly? And when He told Adam to dress the garden, Adam knew all of these things. You know?
Which I set before you this day.
Yeah, that's good right there. But what we're going to say in the 9th verse was to teach, to keep them ourselves and to teach them to our children and our children's children forever. You know, so we were supposed to keep that, but we didn't. We didn't keep that.
Okay, so they say man's going to the Lord, right?
Uh-huh.
So whatever you do, that's his purpose, right?
Right. But the understanding of it is what we were given. Because not everybody can see His purpose. But why? Why would I just cut this man out for no reason? You know, they don't even know why they do it. Like half the people don't know why they do half the things they do. But us being able to see, like us being able to see and understand what they do, we know why. Because you're a demon. You got demons on you, and you're supposed to come up and give us grief. You know, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just to answer that little part, but finish what you said.
I was just thinking when you said that He went off initially.
Uh-huh.
So when you say man going to the Lord, so it was meant for us to go off in the first place?
Yeah.
Yep.
It actually was. Matter of fact, go to Genesis 3 with the 3 and 1. Because you probably know about the story about the serpent and Eve and all of that, right?
Right.
We're going to read it. But the point was, I'm going to give you the point that we're going to read it. And you can kind of see how it goes. It sets it all up for the bigger picture. This Bible gives you, think about it. How much advantage would it be? Like if you went in this casino and you said, I know everything that's going to happen with these cards or with these roulette tapes. I know what's going to happen. How much advantage would you have? Remember that movie Back to the Future?
Yeah.
That Almanac Part 2 with the Almanac? That's a representation of the Bible. He knew the future and the past. And he went back to the past and used it to his advantage throughout life.
Exactly.
That's what the Bible is for us. So when you know the whole big picture of it, you can see the purposes of everybody. So when the serpent went off and got put at that low level, which became the spirit of the so-called white man, which was, at the end of the story is meant to be destroyed, you see his purpose was fulfilled. And you see Eve's purpose was fulfilled. Her being a sacrifice, or giving us up as a sacrifice to become like God without giving it to Adam directly. Well, Adam didn't actually go off himself. You can see the bigger picture of it. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the beginning and the end, you get the whole picture, and then you can understand what's really going on.
Can I get this scripture real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah, yeah. That you might even have to get
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 20.
Yeah.
For the creature, which is us, we're the creation, was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
He didn't have, let's start here. He didn't have to create us. The Heavenly Father never had to create us. It wasn't a commandment that someone told him that he had to do. He did it because, you know what? I want to see how this plays out. Let me see how this works out. I got a big plan that I see beginning to end of, and I want to see how it works out. And I know everything I'm going to have them do, right and wrong, and I want to see it played out because I like that type of thing, you know. And so that's what he did.
We're basically playing out the Lord's movie.
Yeah,
This whole thing is just one big movie for the Lord.
I mean, when you say he didn't have to pray, when there was a time he would have destroyed us all if it wasn't for like
Right.
righteous man, right?
Yeah.
Right, but he said he wouldn't, you know, and say, but because he's not gonna go against what he said, you know, well, he'd be a hypocrite, you know, and he speaks very well against hypocrites, you know.
It says, but the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High.
The creation is the beginning, the bondage of corruption is all of this time in between now, and we're being delivered from that bondage of corruption into the kingdom of heaven.
That bondage of corruption is talking about these sinful bodies
Yep.
and that sinful nature that we have naturally in these bodies that we in this fleshly,
Right.
these earthly flesh bodies.
Yep.
We living in this flesh. It's hard for us to live sinless.
Right.
We got herbs. We crave certain things.
Yep.
We're not perfect.
Yeah,
That's
plus,
you know what I'm saying. Those things come naturally because that's the nature of the flesh that we're in.
Right.
The Lord's gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna have righteous bodies. We're gonna have glorious bodies, and we ain't gonna have that nature no more. But the Lord created us like this now because He's gonna show us the difference between living the unnatural way and living the natural way.
right. The natural way is the righteous way. That they were talking about in Deuteronomy. You know what I'm saying? No, when we're following by nature, those statutes, laws, and commandments. You know, when we think about how much better we would be if everybody out here, all these people at least, because the other nations gonna follow it in the kingdom of heaven. They gotta be taught in the kingdom of heaven. But imagine if all these people were already living that. The other nations would follow us and be doing it too, just because we do.
I was thinking that like America, they got all these pointless laws. I mean, they swear on the Bible, you know what I'm saying, all before and everything. But the laws they set up go against us, you know?
Right.
So if they were following that, you would use all that extra stuff.
And that's why they got us pushing to go against that too. Because they know the world follows us. Because everybody in their spirit, whether they'll admit it or not, knows that we're the real rulers of this planet. That whatever we do, we make everything high. We make something that's unfashionable, fashionable. We make something like how everybody want to call themselves nigga and use the word nigga. But we was used it in a negative sense, in a hateful way before. But all of a sudden now, everybody's cool with it. Just white niggas, Asian niggas, you know, everybody wanna be niggas now. How do you take something so bad that's put upon us and we glorified it on such a level that everybody else wants to do it? Rap and hip hop. They got, you know how many other nations of people that do that now? And they suck at it. Some of them was okay, but they're not really, they don't come with the same spirit like we come with when we bring it out. You can take somebody, and I'm not like the new hip hop shit, I'm not into that. Like you see somebody like Gucci Man, right? He ain't got all of that, but the way he say it draws us in. Nobody can take, no other nation can take Gucci Man's lyrics and make them sound hot like he do, like one of our people could. And as stupid as his lyrics are, as simple as they really are, you know what I'm saying? As an example. Who else can do that, you know?
Okay, and no other nation could have came from like the bondage that we were in to be where we're at right now. They've been so far gone, you know?
Right. They be if you put these white people in the cotton fields of Alabama, Mississippi, that dirty South down there, they'd have been died and all died of cancer before the 1900s came in. They'd have never survived. You know? That's just that part. These other nations would have worked so good, they'd have found a way to get out of it. Like they'd have been, it's all done, man. So what you want to do? Do it again. But it's all done. Like they'd have figured a way out to be, you know, to have it done perfectly for us. But that's their nature. You know, but our nature is so rebellious that we gotta go through physical slavery, mental slavery, and all the way up until now, you know.